Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share messages I get from Spirit and for all of us who are all on this journey to love and to reunite with our divine vibrational matches. So this is for those who are on a twin flame and soul-to-soul journey. And I'm going to share a couple of channeled letters that I did for a lady yesterday, because the reason why I'm going to share them is because I have seen bats everywhere. And since doing this letter over the last few days, I've seen people wearing the most crazy amount of bat t-shirts, like Batman t-shirts and various things. And so the bat is the symbol of transformation. And so the reason why I'm going to share this letter about is because it is the specific question that was asked was, what do you want to tell this twin about Batman, the Dark Knight? So, because I've been seeing so many bats, and the bat has been the spirit animal that's been with us or certainly around me for the last few days, I'm going to share the letter because obviously everything is linked and we're all connected. So this is from this person's twin, and she specifically asked the question, what do you want to tell her about Batman, the Dark Knight? And so the answer was this: transformation and change, the wings of freedom that the dark night of the soul brings. It's the darkest moments of our separation that bring about the most profound change, the most profound clarity that nothing in life is as important as the way we feel inside, that life is meaningless if there isn't deep, intense emotion, feeling. I've only ever felt truly alive when I was with you. So you transformed me, and you still do. It's a journey that we both started, and both of us cannot stop it. We cannot stop our destiny. We cannot stop our truth from lighting us up from the inside, illuminating our darkness by showing us how to love the essence of who we are. Right, so I think it was a few days ago I did this. So I'm going to share it again, because it is really, really, again, just to take in exactly what we're doing. And no matter what you think your twin is doing, they are going through their soul journey and their soul evolution and their healing process just as much as you are. So, transformation and change, the wings of freedom that the dark night of the soul brings. It's the darkest moments of our separation that bring about the most profound change, the most profound clarity that nothing in life is as important as the way we feel inside, that life is meaningless if there isn't deep, intense emotion, feeling. I've only ever felt truly alive when I was with you. So you transformed me, and you still do. It's a journey that we both started, and both of us cannot stop it. We cannot stop our destiny. We cannot stop our truth from lighting us up from the inside, illuminating our darkness by showing us how to love the essence of who we are. So, just pretty amazing. And when I sent these to the lady, she sent me back a song, which was Feel Good by Avicii. And Avicii is really special to me because last time I was in Gozo, which was 6 years ago, I said before that was the first time that I actually saw my twin spirit. And that was after sort of 3 months of going to this miracle shrine called Tarpinu, where the reason why it's known as the Miracle Shrine is because it was built there because there was a vision of the Virgin Mary. And so incredible energy around Tarpinu. And anyway, when I first started Reiki, I was guided to go there every day to do Reiki. And at the end of those 3 months, what happened was my guidance, that when I started Reiki, I started to hear my guidance. And, for a while I thought I was crazy, but then, as with all awakenings, then I started to realize, oh no, I'm not mad. I'm just, experiencing, tapping into the other realms. Anyway, But one of the significant signs for me and at this stage I knew absolutely nothing about twin flames. But what was really significant is that I had asked for, when I was doing Reiki, I had just asked to give me a sign, and the sign that I wanted was that my twin would change his WhatsApp profile picture, and if he changed that, then that was a sign that we were going to be together. And so, as you know, however long I'd known him, he'd never changed his WhatsApp picture. And and my guidance at the time, this voice in my head that I was hearing that I thought I was crazy, but anyway, that's by the by. But anyway, it said to me, yes, it will change. My last night in Gozo before I came back to England, I was sat on my balcony and it overlooked a church which had a cross in the graveyard. And I used to do Reiki there as well, overlooking that. And this particular night, I stood my phone up in view of the cross, you know, so it was in line with the cross. And as I was looking, I was on WhatsApp, so I could see the list of people. And it was my last night in Gozo before I was going back to England. And suddenly, my twin's profile picture changed. And I literally, I screamed because I suddenly realised that meant that the voice in my head was God, or, you know, whatever you want to think, whatever you say for you. But I suddenly realised that it was all real and I wasn't going mad. And because what happened was, and I threw the phone across the room, across the balcony, because I was so freaked out. And I was like, oh my God, you're real, you're real. And I remember that moment so well, because that was when I really realised that all of this stuff was real. I still didn't know about twin flames. I just knew that the voice in my head had been real, that everything that I was being told was real, and that when I looked at the photo and my twin had changed his photo, and on the day that I was travelling back to the UK, the night before I was travelling back to the UK, and I'd always been told the photo will change and you'll know. And it did. And what was really amazing, and it still makes me cry now, but in his photo, so basically where I was looking, there was a cross in the background. So behind the phone, there was a cross in line with it in the graveyard. And when I looked at his picture, his was on a ski slope, but in the background, in exactly the same place as I was looking, there was a cross. And it was made out of like a pylon. But the cross that I was looking at had like bulbs around it, so it had like light bulbs around it. And in his profile picture, it was exactly the same thing. But it was like, you know, basically how the mountain looked and how the pylon looked. So it's exactly the same. And at that moment, you know, that's when all of the other realities collapsed into this one moment of just ultimate knowing and ultimate truth, and just realizing that, oh my God, the God thing and everything was real. And because when I was doing Reiki, I was just like, what is this? This is just essentially a prayer to somebody. You know, when you're doing energy healing, it's really a prayer. To a spiritual healing is really a prayer. And through that process, I guess I realized that, oh my God, all this stuff is real. So, very, 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 very poignant moment. So, those are the sorts of things that when people say, how do you know that your twin's your twin? There will be something that is so remarkable that happens if you ask for a sign that there is absolutely no way that you can doubt it. And so, ask for one of those moments if you're in doubt, because without a doubt, I tell you, that moment will stay with me forever. And it freaked me out so much, but gave me, I could not believe it when my twin changed his profile picture the day I was returning to London, and it had the exact same, I mean, it obviously wasn't the exact same cross, but the image of the picture was exactly the same as what I was looking at. So, and of course the voice in my head was saying, see, I can create miracles. Because I was like, how did you do that? How did you do that? How did you do that? I was freaked out. And I was like running around the place that I was staying. I was like, no way. And of course the voice in my head was like, well, I can do anything. So that's the thing. Believe in the impossible. Trust in your journey. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because nobody would be able to explain this stuff to you. And unless you've experienced shit like that, people would just think you're crazy, right? But that was so real for me. And that was after 3 months of listening to Avicii, going to the Tarpinu. So Avicii is so, and it was the Wake Me Up song. And so it's so significant. So I'm going to finish by reading another letter that she'd asked for. This is another channeling, and it is, how did you see your twin when you first met her, and how do you see her today? And the message is this. So if you are asking this question, then this is the answer. So, I saw her as beautiful, and I still do. That hasn't changed. I saw her as something different, someone powerful. She had a power to make me feel like a different person, like I had the power to live a different life. She was a doorway into the potential of my soul, the light of my life. She held the light and shone it directly into my eyes. There was no hiding. It was exhilarating, but terrifying at the same time. I wasn't ready for the intensity, for the passion that got stirred up in me. I wasn't ready for the commitment that I knew she deserved and that we deserved. She wasn't a casual lover. She was a forever love, and still is. Oh, well. Sort of takes my breath away again, so I'm going to read it again. So the question was, how do you see your twin when you first met her, and how do you see her today? And the answer is, I see her as beautiful, and I still do. That hasn't changed. I saw her as something different, someone powerful. She had a power to make me feel like a different person, like I had the power to live a different life. She was a doorway into the potential of my soul, the light of my life. She held the light and shone it directly into my eyes. There was no hiding. It was exhilarating, but terrifying at the same time. I wasn't ready for the intensity, for the passion that got stirred up in me. I wasn't ready for the commitment that I knew she deserved and that we deserved. She wasn't a casual lover. She was a forever love, and still is. Oh, well, I mean, how beautiful is that? She was a forever love, and still is. So, just amazing message today. And when she sent me the song by Avicii back again, which was Feel Good, it just kind of like made me again reflect on what's happened since that very moment 6 years ago. And then subsequently after that, shortly after that, I found the twin flame journey. I was led to that. And so suddenly I realised what all of this, the deeper meaning behind all of this was, if everything else hadn't been already kind of mind-blowing enough. So it is a case that if you are doubting anything, then really do ask for a sign that is so powerful that you can then have no doubt. Because for me, that moment that I was reminded of by doing these letters, and this is why I can see why I've been guided to do this for people, because it just triggers memories for me, for my process, and we're all doing this together. The miracles just keep on coming. So trust in your journey, trust in your just trust in your signs, trust in your messages that you get from spirit and from your twin spirit. And if you want one, then just open up to it. So I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed that letter. I will put a link to the song in the description box. I highly recommend it. You listen to it. All right. I hope that helps. Take care. Bye.